Let me tell you, I was leaning against the window of my cab and I was over there just, listening to music and then just imagining I was in a music video like SWV, Rain, or, anything good like that. Yeah. And I was just like in my moment. It felt so good to just be in a different kind of place, a different kind of weather. And yeah, it was a good morning. It was a good way to start the day. How has your day started, guys? How is your Tuesday? How is your week? Things seem to be a bit quiet this week, right? Like it's just like a, sudden just like quiet that has settled over the city. I don't know if it's just me because it has just been one hell of a time where things have just been going so fast. And I'm telling you, there's one thing that is giving me PTSD. It's the sound of whistles and vuvuzelas in my ears. Like every time the kids pull out the vuvuzelas, I'm like, what? Where? Where's the tear gas? I am, I am on alert. I am on 10 every single time. But yes, it was needed. I think the PTSD will fade out with time. But I love, again, where the country is. I love where we are as a nation and things are seemingly, taking a different turn. I'm not saying changing, but it's taking a different turn. There's still more happening. We still have doctors now who are sleeping outside of MOH to get their voices heard. So we're going to be talking about that in just a little bit. Again, there's still a lot to be done in the country, and there's still a lot that is still being uncovered as time goes on. So yes, we're not seeing the end of it just yet, but I don't think we will anytime soon. But at least we're getting somewhere, right? So yes, we are all about that soulful Tuesday, taking it nice and slow, and getting just to that soulful mood, getting up of that, start of the week, kind of like driving on cruise control just for today. And I'd love to hear from you guys what it is that is in your playlist this week. I'd love to hear from you guys on +254 788 380030. Are you on that soulful vibe? Let me know. I'd love to hear what is in your playlist. I'd love to update mine at some point. I'm telling you, you've been listening to new music from PJ Morton, who we spoke to last week and we're going to speak to again. He's on that soulful vibe. Jadi, 100%. Ooh, yes. Let me tell you, I've been getting calls ever since that interview on that soulful vibe as well. We have music from the past. So we're listening to Lauryn Hill, Everything is Everything, just a few minutes ago. Of course, D'Angelo coming in with that brown sugar. Ooh. And Floetry, hey, they were just that on the radio every single time. Yani, every time you just hear them, you just hear some sort of noises being made in their track, and you're just like, okay, I hear you and I feel you. So yes, Floetry with Say Yes, taking us back to a great, great time in the early 2000s. We're going to be taking a look at the roads in just a little bit, as well as the weather. Of course, we have to leave you with a little bit of motivation to start your day. So this is a new day, a new week, a new start, new goals. New day, new week, new start, new goals. What are you looking forward to completing this week? What are you looking forward to say this week? What are you looking forward to getting through this week? Because a lot of people have a lot to get through it. And sometimes you just need time to reflect. Even just planning for that self-care is so important nowadays. I think self-care used to be associated a lot with, mostly women going to the spa, blah, blah. But now men are taking more and more of that time off. They're going for golf. They're going for spas. They're going to get those massages just so that you're able to recalibrate. So make a plan for yourself this week. Just take care of yourself. Take that walk. Go on that date. Just reset and restart. It is always okay. Let's go back into the music. When we come back, we'll be taking a look again at the roads and, of course, the weather and the news making the headlines this morning. Keep it right here on the Breakfast Jam with your girl, Maya Maloba, the Afro-Punk Queen. You're with me, Mara Malova, the Arabon Queen on Icon Radio, number one entertainment plug. We're streaming on www.iconradio.co.ke. We are also live on YouTube. That is Icon Radio at Icon Radio KE. You can also follow us on all platforms, Icon Radio KE across the board. Follow, like, subscribe, comment on the latest that we have put out. Of course, we did have the moments with Jadi, 7 iconic questions, as well as this or that. Check it out. Listen to what their preferences are. Comment if you agree. If you don't, share your thoughts. We'd love to hear from you guys. And of course, show love for our Kenyan artists. You can also hit us up on +254-788-380030. We're all about showing love for Kenyan music. Do you know Icon Radio plays 80% Kenyan music? 80%. That means we give a lot of attention to a lot of music that comes out, even from new artists. So if you're that artist who wants to be heard, who wants to be seen, like some of y'all have reached out to me, reach out to us at info@iconradio.co.ke. We have new charts that are coming out. We have the top 40 chart. We have the sounds of the Gen Zs with every week new music that is themed around protest and mandamano coming out from different artists. Like this week, we had music from Bien and Brida LW. They released a new song called Mandamano. Of course, that is the theme that is seemingly going around not only this week from, the beginning of the month, last month. And now we're going to be waiting to see more activist songs coming out. Again, it's quite a great time to be alive. This reminds me of, the eras of the 60s where, protests and people using their voice to speak out against the ills that were happening within their own countries were coming out. 70s as well. 80s was a crazy time. 90s in this country as we were fighting against multi-partyism. And we have on our website an opinion piece by Celia Kadhambi, and she takes you through the different decades and the different eras in which people used different modes of communication and media to be able to, of course, lend their voices towards different times and different actions. It's an amazing read. You have to check it out on our website today. All right, let's take a quick look at the roads as you guys get yourself settled onto going out to work or going to school or getting the kids to wherever they need to go this morning. So for those who are on Joko Road, it seems to be heavy on the traffic, quite heavy all the way from Outer Ring Road going into Makadara. Evens up just a few times here and there, then continues to pick up from KPLC houses all the way into Nairobi City Stadium. However, evens up a little bit when you're going towards the CBD. For those who are on Langata Road seems to be all right. That is, however, until you get to Nairobi Dam and up and past Airport View Estate all the way to Timo. Getting into Timo is where it evens up all the way into Nyayo National Stadium. Looking at Gong Road seems to be all right. That is, however, until you get towards Prestige, and that is where it begins to pick up just a little bit, but not too much, not too mild right about now. And I guess people are still trying to get out of bed. It is a cold morning, so the traffic is not quite heavy at this time. For those who are on Thika Road, of course, Thika Road is Thika Roading, Kamakawa. However, it's not as bad as, every other day. Again, I think guys are slowly trying to get out of bed. So going into and past Muthaiga Square and into either Ngara or Forest Road, it seems to be moving. Just heavy, especially around Muthaiga. But it looks promising for you guys for once. For those who are on Mombasa Road, also doesn't seem to be bad. I actually use that road today. Just, of course, when they are controlled by cops around the roundabouts and around the intersections, but nothing too crazy. If you do see any accidents or incidents, we shall let us know. Plus 254 788 380030. All right, let's take a quick look at the weather. Nairobi, 80 degrees, mostly cloudy, humidity at 71%, going up to highs of 20 degrees later on today. Looks like it's going to be a mostly cloudy day. Although in Mombasa, 26 degrees, mostly cloudy, humidity at 80%, going up to highs of 30 degrees later on today. For those in Kisumu, 23 degrees, mostly sunny, humidity at 65%, going up to highs of 29 degrees later on today. But no matter where you are, no matter the weather, we'll always have a great day with Icon Radio. Let's get back into music. When we come back, we'll be looking at the state of our health system as doctors and interns continue to strike against unpaid dues. We're all about music that moves you this morning, taking it nice and slow as we go into that soulful music all the way from the 90s to today. We're going to be getting into that Kenyan soulful music as well in just a bit because, it's that hour for Kenyan music where we show love for the 254. Guys, like I said before, it is quieting down quite a little bit, but there's still more mandamano that's still going underway. Now, these are with our medical practitioners, our doctors. They have been holding vigil for the better part of yesterday. At first, there was fununu that, it's been held off because the talks have begun with the government, but now seemingly they are back on the streets and they are not relenting. Now, this time they did not go and then pack up their things by 6 p.m. and leave. They actually stayed on the entire night. Now, medical interns camped outside Afia House to protest the delay in their official postings after completing their studies. They emphasize the psychological distress and professional hindrance caused by the delay and demanded immediate posting for all interns as outlined in the collective bargaining agreement. They have issued an ultimatum to the Ministry of Health and stated that they will not back down until their demands are indeed met. So MOH is still going through it with the government. It doesn't seem to be, quite going into a direction where dialogue is seemingly the order of the day. So still waiting to see what will happen with that and how far it will go. It happened a couple of months ago. And of course, it led to our hospitals completely just being unattended to. A lot of people, unfortunately, passed away as a result of it. People got more sick. Their hospitals were getting fuller by the day. It was really, really difficult, right? So hopefully it won't get to a point where, again, we are struggling to get healthcare because the government and the doctors are not seemingly getting onto the same page. We also have Eric Omondi. And Eric Omondi, first of all, with the outfit he had yesterday, the one thing that got me was that dove on his shoulder. Like, you could tell he was trying not to move so he wouldn't fly away or peck his neck. One of the two. But that thing impressed me because that dove or pigeon or whatever it was understood the assignment. It did not move. It looked alive. Okay. So whoever trained that thing, and Eric Omoni, y'all symbiosis, y'all knew how to work together on that one. Now he is dressed in all white. He's wearing a frock that is mostly worn by either priests or pastors or is whichever one. And he is over there with his dove and the flag, which the flag has been one of the biggest symbols of shujaz and peace. Of course, it's a symbol of the country. That one is there, 100%. But the flag has been raised more than ever this year, and it's just been beautiful to see our colors. And the guys are beginning to realize we have a beautiful flag, we have a beautiful anthem, and now it is being used everywhere. Everyone is talking in every space that people are talking in. Now, Eric Omondi put out a statement and said that he will be marching to State House. I think it was on Thursday, and he's saying he's going to carry 100 Mama Mbogas dressed in white because they were promised bottom up and the hustler narrative. We have the Boda guys also dressed in white, 100 of them. He says he's going to have 100 Gen Zs also dressed in white, all marching peacefully towards the State House to kind of present their demands. And he says on his Instagram, Mr. President, please fire all cabinet secretaries before Thursday. Please fire all permanent secretaries. Please fire all parastatal heads. Kenyans have lost all faith in the government. Mr. President, we will visit you at State House on Thursday at 11 a.m. We will come in peace, dressed in white and bearing the flag. So I think this was a demonstration of, minus, of course, the pigeon or the dove, whichever bird that is. This is a demonstration of how people are going to look. He was giving, like, a tutorial. He's like, they're going to be in all white and they're going to be, marching towards State House. I personally, I'm looking forward to it. I am looking forward to seeing this all white procession as a march towards State House. Hopefully, again, it will be peaceful because, of course, nobody wants any fracas around the State House. Things are already so fragile as it is in the country. And I hope people won't take advantage of that to kind of like just cause mayhem. Whatever the protest may be this week, we pray for it to be peaceful as it was on Sunday. We're going back into the break. We're looking at more news making the headlines this morning, including the ruling from the High Court in regards to the journalist from Pakistan, Ashad Sharif, who was killed on our land, or allegedly killed on our land. We also have conversations from the opposition and what they have to say in regards to some of the conversations that are still going on in regards to the state of the nation. Keep it right here. Of course, you can get to the conversation on +254 788 380030. Would love to hear from you. Music. First of all, Jim Chuchu on just the melodies. Ah, man. I used to love how he'd put in harmonies, used to sound so great. And then Blakey Bill comes in with just that raw Kenyan sound. His voice just blended in so well to the track as well. They produce their own stuff. It just sounds so good. It sounds so amazing. Of course, we are showing love for the 254 right now. We have more amazing music lined up for you as we continue to celebrate soulful music this morning. We're still looking at news making the headlines this morning, and now, just like Pac, there is one particular cold case that has been revived yet again. And that is in regards to the pistol that was used in Tom Mboya's assassination. Now, the DCI has initiated an investigation following a report in the Saturday Nation dated July 6th, 2024. Now, the article claims that a 92-year-old man, an Embu County resident, purchased the pistol used in the assassination of a renowned Kenya statesman and the late Minister for Economic Development and National Planning, Tom Mboya. Now, the DCI has affirmed that necessary action will be taken once the investigation is complete. Okay, to a 92-year-old man. I wonder what the action will be. Now, the DCI states that the attention of the DCI has been drawn to an article in the Saturday Nation dated 6 July 2024. Now, the article reports that a 92-year-old man purchased the pistol that was used in the killing of Tom Mboya, a trade unionist, educator, Pan-Africanist, author, former minister, and statesman. Now, the DCI has initiated an investigation and necessary action that will be taken once the investigation is complete. So now, for me, necessary action, in my opinion, would be closure, because he was one of the most prolific symbols of course, the struggle in Kenya. And till now, he's being celebrated even with his statue in the middle of CBD. And I think everybody has just been wondering who and why. Who assassinated Tom Mboya? Why did they do it? And for me, in my mind, of course, because now he's 92, the best you can do is, refine him to his home, for, house arrest, I guess, because that's the best that we can look at. For an 92-year-old man, you send him to prison, what would happen? You just, leave a few more days there, probably, and then pass on. So this man has been identified as Dwiga Muruathika, and he is from Embu County. And looking at a picture of him, if that's really the guy, they even look political at all. But he is looking very clean, very sharp in that particular picture. Now, the assassination of Thomas Joseph Mboya on July 5th, 1969 remains one of the most enigmatic and consequential murders. Now, Mboya, a prominent trade unionist, educator, Pan-Africanist, author, and cabinet minister, was gunned down in broad daylight in Nairobi's central business district. Despite the passage of 55 years, the true motive and the individuals behind this cold-blooded murder has never been fully explained. The only person directly linked to the assassination was Isaac Nahashon, also called Njenga Njoroge, who was charged with Mboya's murder on July 21st, 1969. Njoroge, alongside Gitonga Gadaju and Dwiga Muruathika, were part of the KANU Youth Wingers, representing their respective regions. Now, for the first time, Dwiga Kalama Muruathika has spoken out, claiming his involvement in the assassination plot. At 92, Muruathika has provided a startling account that adds new dimensions to the historical narrative. According to Muruathika, Tom Mboya's problems originated from individuals who coveted his political position, particularly those from Kiambu. In an interview, Muruathika alleged that Mboya's intent to exert control and destabilize the Mau Mau movement led to the decision to eliminate him. Now, according to Muruathika's recount, he says they organized how this man would be killed, but I was not told where the instructions came from. When they organized how to kill Mboya, I organized how I was going to escape and go home so that when he was shot, I was not there. And the one who went for the guns at the Somali border. Wow. In a flashback, the old man claimed that, or rather, two have been among the 3 hitmen tasked to trail Tom Mboya. I am hoping that we can get to the bottom of this cold case, although some people were convicted. I love, first of all, these kind of stories. I love investigation. I love when the truth is revealed. I love when, the sleuths kind of tell us a story. So I am over here with my popcorn, just watching to see how this will be solved. And hopefully some documentarian somewhere will actually pick up this story and actually document it for what it was, because I feel kids of today never know these stories. What was there in our history books before are not there now. And it would be great for them to know why Tom Mboya is there where he is. A lot of people who are placing, placards during Maandamano on his statue, and they probably didn't know what or who he was. So this story needs to be told. I didn't even know about, this plot to give it more towards the people of Kiambu to step into the power that he had. This is new to me. So definitely something I'm going to be watching and going to be looking out for DCI. You guys know how to tell a good story. the DCI Facebook and Twitter page are pages you need to follow because let me tell you, those guys storytelling A1. Those guys got the best composition writer of all time. Okay, these guys know what they're doing when they're telling a story. Now they're even doing illustrations on top of it to go together with their stories. So kudos to the DCI for your storytelling. Although guys still want justice for a lot of things. Hopefully we'll get there. But for now, follow them and get to know more from their stories. Guys, let's go back into the music. When we do come back, we'll be looking at our icons of the day. I say icons because there are many, and we're looking at them because we are trying to showcase their acts of kindness, especially within the last few weeks, what they have done to enrich and build up the lives of others in one way or another. Keep it right here for more of that. We're all about that Soulful Tuesday. Of course, we're playing amazing music from across the world and right now in Kenya. Now, this is the moment where we take the time to celebrate our icons of the day. And today we're looking at people who have just done amazing acts of kindness in the past few weeks. And even just like going back just a little bit. We're going to start off with this man I follow like religiously. He is a man who usually looks for causes to support, helps raise money online, and he basically gives that money to people who need it. Like the one that really touched me was of a time he helped this young lady. Like she has a mother who I think who is bipolar, and she's not really there. And then the brother is either autistic or has cerebral palsy, and he's like about 24 years old. So can you imagine somebody who is not physically able to take care of themselves, and he is towering over her. She has to take care of him, and she takes us through the everyday routine that she has with him, and you could see like it's weighing on her because she's not able to live the way a young woman would live. Like she wouldn't be able to go out with her friends. She's not able to, do her studies. It's a full-time job taking care of her brother. And my heart really went out for her. And of course, pills are involved every day. Expenses are involved, and that she's taking it on all by herself. And there are well wishers like this particular man that I'm going to talk about who came out to help her. And it's not only her, but also, rather not only him, but also the likes of Eric Omondi and others who have taken on philanthropy work to help those in need. So first we look at the case of Baby Njeri. Now, Baby Njeri came into the limelight when she was seen on a video selling maize by the side of the road, and everybody was sharing her video. Eric Omondi, Karang was sharing her video as well. They were all asking, who is this little girl who has to leave school and immediately go into selling maize? Now, Baby Njeri, a primary school student, went viral after being filmed selling maize in Thika at night, has received 3 scholarship offers. Following sharing of the video that was captured by a motorist, 2 members of parliament and comedian Eric Omondi offered to support her education. On her part, Thika Town MP Alice Nganga offered the student a scholarship at West Ridge School in Thika because it happened, I think, within her constituency. Now, consequently, the help of philanthropist Karangu Muraya, Baby Njeri was admitted to the institution on Friday. I love Karangu, like I tell you, this is a guy I follow religiously, as well as Eric Omondi. Now, he says, this morning I received a call from my great friend, Honorable Alice Nganga, who has offered to sponsor Baby Njeri's education. This beautiful girl will, from the coming Monday, by the grace of God, join more than 20 students who were sponsored by the school management early this year. I love to see this. I love the fact that we're using social media not only to highlight ills of the world or maybe the funny stuff, but also the good. And these are people who have stepped up to help a girl in need. Now, not only was Alice Nganga and Karangu and Eric Omondi involved in this, we also have Embakasi East Member of Parliament Babu Owino, who offered to support her education, further promising to help the parents set up a business. Now, Owino expressed that Baby Njeri's situation reminded him of his own struggle when he was in primary school and secondary school. On the other hand, Eric Omondi offered to conduct a funds drive on his online platforms to raise money for educating the young girl. I absolutely love it. Now, somebody else who helped a young girl stay in school, go to school, was Deepika Gashagwa, as he pledged full sponsorship up to university for an 11-year-old poet who impressed at a church service. Now, 11-year-old Princess Angel would be on the path, or rather could be on the path to achieving a dream of becoming a lawyer after DP Rigathi Gachagua offered to sponsor her education. In a brief statement through his social media pages, the second in command lauded Princess Angel for her outstanding poetry skills in both English and Kiswahili. Now, according to Gachagua, he was moved by the girl's profound mastery of the two languages and the sweet and soothing, refined rendition skills during the Aquarino National Prayers Conference at Nakuru. The girl's exemplary display of linguistic prowess triggered the deputy and the second lady, Dorcas Rigathi, to invite Angel to Gashagua's residence in Karen. Now, of course, following the invitation, Deepika Gachagua and Pastor Dorcas promised Princess Angel full education sponsorship up to a tertiary level. I hope this comes to fruition. I love, again, to see acts of kindness and they lead to, of course, the reaching of somebody's life. Now, one more special and honorary mention goes back to Eric Omondi and what he has been doing for some of the people who lost their lives during the protests. I especially was really, really touched what he did for young Fred, who, of course, was shot during the protests, and what he has done to help the family this far. Although it is seemingly that revealed that there has been wrangles between the family in regards to the burial of the child, but we cannot take away from what Eric has done, being able to help raise the money and make sure that a burial was going to happen. Also, Boniface Mwangi goes into my honorary list. Boniface Mwangi, together with all the human rights defenders, they have done an amazing job. I cannot fathom what they have been going through, spending nights in mortuaries, spending days at funerals, spending time condoling with families to be able to give their loved ones a special send-off after such tragic times. These acts of kindness, my mother always says this, these acts of kindness will long be remembered and never be forgotten. So Eric, Babu Owino, DP Rigathi Gachagua, Boniface Mwangi, Karangu Muraya, Alice Nganga, all of you guys and everybody whose praises remain unsung. You are doing an amazing job. Whether your story is being told or not, we celebrate it today here on Icon Radio. You are indeed our icons of the day. During turbulent times, you give us hope and you raise our expectations of goodness in humans. We appreciate you guys today. You are our Shujas. We celebrate you, our icons of the day. Guys, if you have an icon of the day of your own that you were loved, celebrated, and noticed for the remarkable jobs that they do to help another person or help the community, let us know on info@iconradio.co.ke. You can also hit me up at myra@iconradio.co.ke. I would love to have them on the show. And of course, help you spread the word of their acts of kindness. Right. So many artists right now who are coming out with songs of protest, song of Maandamano. That's why we have our chart that is existing right now. Go over there and vote for your favorite song. We have so many that have usually just pandered overnight and those who are on their way out. So if you guys haven't checked out that list, it's about time for you to vote for your favorites. One of Tangales has got the top. Is currently at number 3. We do have Kuna Siku Youths Wataungana, which is Wakadinali featuring Saboy. That has figured at number 3. Reject Your Bill was one of my favorites, but I'm just being biased. By Sabiu is coming in at number 2, and Reject by Sir Newson is at number 1. Dropping to the bottom of the list, we do have Mapambano song by the Jesus Family, which Tankari also absolutely loved. And then we have, which was at number 1, surprisingly now at number 9, Wanapanga Kutumaliza. And trailing the list is Zakayo Shuka by Master VK. They will soon be seeing their way out if you don't vote for your favorite song. So make sure you vote on Sounds of the Gen Zs. Make sure you let us know what exactly you are feeling, or which song exactly that you are feeling this week. It's about changing just a little bit, so let your voice be heard. Now, we do have more news that now is coming out of the entertainment side. First of all, we do have Crazy Kenna. Remember, he was in SA studying, and now he's going back to his routines. But he did tell us a little bit of what went down while he was there. Now, he says he felt sick in SA. I went to a public hospital, and he said that he was surprised that he was treated for free. Hey, Majabu, walk in and walk out. Of course, as Kenya is now fighting whatever we're fighting, we do wish that would happen here, okay? Guys were complaining that even in emergency cases, some people who are not even able to help themselves are being hit with heavy, heavy bills. Whereas Crazy Kena was able to go to a public hospital and get free treatment. So leaves a lot to be desired, especially now that medical interns are camped outside Afia House and holding vigil the entire night until their demands are met. They're out there with their godoros and their sleeping bags, and they're saying, we're not moving until demands are met. So a lot is yet to be desired from our, of course, health system and a lot of other things that are going down in our country. We also have Betty Chalo, who is filing a defamation lawsuit against Edgar Obara. And Edgar Obara, of course, being the guy that he's like, come, baby, come. Come, baby, come. It was posted on Nairobi Gossip Club, and BNN, of course, responded with, Anguka Nayo, see you in court. Edgar Obara is the one that is never, ever shied away from controversy. He's never been scared by abductions and kidnappings, which have happened to him before. He's never been scared of by threats. And this is one thing that is not holding him back from telling the story the way he wants to tell it. So, of course, he is, he has been on Betty Chalo's case for a very, very long time. And the last one, he alleged that they ran away with another bill. So, seemingly there was a first bill which they ran away from. There's another bill that they ran away from at Silverstone Hotel. And he says he has all the receipts. For those who have subscribed to his premium service, you'll be able to check it out. But of course, it's not a good look for Betty Chalo, who is back on TV, has been fighting a lot of wars when it does come to her businesses. And now here she has BNN over there just spilling all her tea, if it is indeed true. They've also been highly highlighting whenever she shares stories with her youngling. Okay, that's a bad word to use. With a younger lover, okay? Can't believe I just said youngling. So, they have been really sharing these two stories. Whenever she gets a new system, it's being shared. The BNN shares. Whenever they're sharing the love moments, they also share. But also the bad moments, they're also sharing. So I think they're trying to, be fair with their stories. And Betty Chalo is not here for it. So, these are the stories that are surrounding the TV scene right now. We're still going to be checking them out a little bit later. Remember, we're still playing songs from Maandamano. We did have, before we went into this link, BN featuring Breeder with Maandamano. And it's so raw because they're bringing in clips as well as audio dialogue that happened in between all the protests, and of course telling their story through their lyrics. It is a raw video, and of course evokes a lot of raw emotion. We also have Fee and Okelomax who are also telling the story of Mandamano and what exactly went down the 25th of June. It's called Nitawakumbusha, also quite vivid in its storytelling. And we're expecting more of these to come out. And we as Icon Radio are definitely going to put them out for you guys to hear, for you guys to listen to, and of course, vote for. So remember, we have our chart, Sounds of the Gen Zs. Guys have been voting so far. Surprisingly, a lot of the songs that were at the bottom have gone to the top. Some are going to be pushed out this week. If you want your song at the top, be sure to go to Icon Radio. The link is on the Icon Radio KE Instagram channel, or other page. Go into that link, go and vote for your favorite. Who you want to remain at the top shall remain at the top. Whoever is not voted for shall be voted out and be released new because they're coming out so fast. Let's go on a break. When we come back, we'll be looking at more entertainment news making the headlines this morning, including levels for Flaco and what is going on with his relationship. Of course, we also have a little bit of news that is coming out of the political sector as one of the previous candidates for presidency has been reached out to, and she has denied, and make a time and reject offers at this particular point. More on that after this. Is officially our jam of the week. Hallelujah. It has been requested so many times since last Friday when Jadi were here in studio. And of course, they play live for us. Hey, the girls in the studio are feeling nice. Okay. You got to get an exclusive performance from Jadi, and we were just over here goosebumping and blushing our way to glory. Other women's also over there listening, and they were calling us. They're like, "You guys, you better put that song on your rotation every single day." That's exactly what we're gonna do, and that's why we made it our jam of the week. Y'all were feeling it. We heard you. Now remember, this is coming off of their album. This is the album they removed a few months ago before this EP that they released, Dari. So this is Breeze Yagioni, and it's coming off of that album, and it is absolutely amazing. It's literally just work after work after work of just amazing music. I remember these guys produce their own songs. Of course, they do have other guest producers, but they do it mostly themselves. They do the instruments themselves, the voice, the composition, the laying of the vocals, everything. Like, these guys are that talented, and y'all need to go and listen to their albums. They're all on Spotify right now. That's where I'm getting my versions of their music, both albums, both EP album and album. So listen to both albums. Let me know what your thoughts are. +254 788 380030. You can also holler at me on Icon Radio KE platforms across the board, or info@iconradio.co.ke, as well as Myra at iconradio.co.ke. Wow. The movement for Mandamano and Occupy movement, Occupy Parliament, Occupy whatever, has now been taken all the way to Germany and to Conscience Otieno's concerts. Okay. Now, Conscience has been in the country multiple of times, has played multiple concerts, and Kenyans can't seem to get enough of him. They love him to death. So he's quite familiar with Kenya and the love that he receives from here. And it's not like it's going to stop. To the point that guys are like, let's give him his own idea. They dubbed him Conscience Otieno, and he's received that name. He's even using it in his music, okay? I love the way he plays off of the love of Kenyans. I think we have part of the generation that have, or rather part of the population that have taken his music to the top. Now, he was playing in Germany. There are many Kenyans in Germany, and they took the Occupy movement all the way to Germany, and they were chanting, "Ruto must go" at his concerts. Now, let's take a listen to this.
Hey, listen.
Yep. So yes, there were chants of Rito must go in this particular concert. They also had the flag where they wrote all the people that were lost during the protests, including Rex Masai's name. He took the flag and he was flying it on the stage. Strong statement if there ever was one. So Kenyans are not stopping, they are talking and they are letting their opinions be heard no matter where they are throughout the world. Again, take a look at our opinion piece on our website. This is by guest contributor, Celia Kazambi. She is telling us the various decades and, of course, years in which protest has been used, the medias have been using. And, of course, she gives a big shout out to those in the diaspora, and of course their contribution towards the Occupy movement. Guys, I would love to hear from you. Which is your favorite Mandamano song? Remember to vote for yours on our Sounds of the Gen Z's chart that is currently on our website. Again, a number one right now is Sir Newson with Reject the Bill. And we do have a trailing at the very bottom, of course, Master VK with Zakayo Shuka. If you have your favorite song, vote, 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 vote. The ones that are not at the top will, of course, be unfortunately removed out, and we'll be putting more in because there are so many coming out right now. Kudos and big up to all the artists who are lending their voice to this movement. And of course, not only the movement, but just lending their voice to talking about justice and injustices in this country. And of course, making the world know what we are not happy with. It's been an amazing couple of weeks, and seeing the rise of artists and how much they are able to use their art to this particular movement. Guys, thank you so much for being here with us. It's been an amazing couple of hours, a few hours with you guys. We'll catch you guys again tomorrow as we come in again with the Breakfast Jam. We'll be having a special guest in studio. We're getting more details into that in a few hours on our pages. It's a guy who has been there forever in the East African scene. I've never met him in person, but always followed his career. So excited to have him in studio. You got details of that, of course. Follow Icon Radio KE for details on that. Have a fantastic day ahead. Of course, enjoy our Jam of the Week, which will also be put on our socials. Of course, we'll see you guys again tomorrow. Enjoy a great day ahead. I've been your girl, Maya Maloba, the Afroban Queen.